Guys, this video is just so awful that I haven't been making any videos for like a couple of days just because of this video. Hey guys, it's Maverick here, and in today's video, guys, I'm doing a commentary on a very piss poor. I'm doing a commentary on a very piss poor commentary. So, this commentary was created by dinosaurjrfreak01. Oh wait, let me check that. Actually, it's dinosaurjrfreak01. I just realized that. Anyway, so yeah, we're doing a commentary on dinosaurjrfreak01. The thing is, the main part of this video is he just goes, alright, I agree with you on this. Pass. And he says, I agree with it opinion-wise, but the way it was executed was bad. Well, the way you executed this commentary was even worse. So, let's get this shitfest over with.
Yes, I did say that I was gonna do his Splinter review, but I couldn't really find anything to talk about in that video. So I decided, why not do his later SpongeBob review that is completely worse? But before we start, I just want to bring in some backstory. I used to be a giant fan of Mysterious Mr. Enter. I actually made a fan animation off of him. It's very amazing how I was so dedicated to him. But then as I got less interested in his videos and moved on to ranters like Undertaker Freak and I Hate Everything, I just felt uninteresting and I just slowly started to hate him. I mean, at first it was like, yeah, I don't really like him that much. Oh god, his videos are abominable! So, I just wanted to take you through a couple of his videos to explain why I really don't like him. But before we start, I just want to talk about something that John really does in his videos. It's this disturbing content thing that he does. I'll just show it to you.
Some viewers may find this disturbing. Viewer discretion is advised.
John, you're reviewing SpongeBob, a show about a talking sponge who lives in the sea with his underwater friends. You're not reviewing a bunch of films like, you know, Eraserhead, Cannibal Holocaust, that one Salvador Dali movie that starts off with a woman's eye getting slit with by a razor. I can't remember the name, but...
Yeah, dude, some scenes of some episodes, you know, like Squid's Visit, and One Course Meal, and also the Splinter can be very disturbing. Like, the part where the pus drips out in, the Splinter literally had me gagging, and I honestly ran to my kitchen and grabbed a bag, because that disturbed me a lot. Like, I didn't watch it for the first time, but still, it disturbed me a lot. So it says some people may find this disturbing. You're obviously not in that caliber.
Seriously, John, they're not really that disturbing to begin with, so it really bothers me. Let's actually start on with the video.
Says it all, doesn't it?
Fuck yeah, it does.
Wow, did I get a lot of requests for this one? You guys really seem to hate this episode, and watching it again, I can definitely see why. Everything it does is wrong. Beyond wrong, actually. So, by popular request, let's tear Stuck in the Ringer a new one.
Oh, and before that we actually start, I actually hate this episode as much as John does, but I just want to point him out on some bullshit things he says.
But the thing is, you both share the same opinion, and it's not like you are trying to call someone out on their bullshit, but the thing is, you're doing it wrong.
Wow, we are off to an amazing start. You may remember our first writer, Zoo Service, and his other masterpiece, A Pal for Gary. And it looks like he's one of the creative geniuses who brought us One Course Meal. I'm super excited already! But that's not the only veteran who helped make this beauty. Hot off his work creating the Splinter, we have Sean Chermatz. And then there's Derek Iverson, who created the creepiest fuck Squid's Visit, and would eventually go on to help pen Demolition Doofus. It looks like we got ourselves a dream team here. It starts with SpongeBob taking a shower until he over-dramatically drops the soap, because the writers think that that's funny. Ha ha ha, nothing of substance happened. Then SpongeBob cleans his brain because the writers don't know jack shit about comedy. When the shower's done, SpongeBob cleans himself off with a laundry wringer.
What would I do without you, Ringer?
Use towels, perhaps? Maybe drip dry in the fucking ocean?
Then again, SpongeBob's a sponge, so that kind of makes sense.
SpongeBob gets dressed and is prepared to go to work, but slips on soap and bounces into his tub to pad out the episode's length. He steps on a rubber duck, which startles him to step on another bar of soap, which gets him stuck in the wringer. He tries to use his tongue to get himself out, but ends up breaking the handle. Hey, this kind of reminds me of real-life situations when people can't get their hands or other extremities out of nooks or machinery. They spend days calling for help that never comes, eventually forced to cut off that extremity in pure desperation. And these hacks think that a scenario like that can be used for comedy.
Then again, I think basically anything can be made into something that can be humorous. But then again, the writers don't know what they're fucking doing, so I'm gonna let John pass on this.
Number one, you said any situation can be, turned into a humorous situation. So, could someone being extremely tortured be turned into a humorous situation? Also, you let that pass. Are you kidding? You could have just cut out that part of the video and just got directly to the bullshit.
Patrick comes in looking for his rubber duck. Okay, what season is this episode? Ah, I see. Yeah, by this point, Patrick had an IQ of negative 75. When SpongeBob asks for help, Patrick uses Forever Glue to help SpongeBob be stuck forever. Yes, Patrick really has become that stupid. Speaking of that, you know what I find interesting? In these SpongeBob torture porns...
Oh, by the way, Enter fans, the term torture porn, if you're not aware of this, the term torture porn was made up by Mobro Studios, not the mysterious Mr. Enter. Take that as an award of advice before you add literally any character and add torture porn to it, like Daffy the Duck torture porn, or Hank Hill torture porn, or Peggy torture porn, or I don't know, Skeletor torture porn.
I actually have no proof, and you have no proof either, because this commentary was actually made in 2015, a couple of days before the mysterious Mr. Ender got terminated. So you basically have no proof because of the upload date and on Mobile Studios' upload date. So you could see which one was coined first.
He's actually really close to his original personality, in this episode especially. So the glue hardens because the writers think that crippling someone is funny. Of course, SpongeBob's only concern is getting to work, which yes, is very similar to his original characterization. Patrick does manage to help slightly by breaking the wringer off the floor.
Wait a second, if Patrick can pull SpongeBob's wringer right out of the floor, if he's strong enough to do that, why can't he just pull SpongeBob out of the wringer? Oh, then I just forgot. Patrick's brain's the size of the... Patrick's brain is microscopic. I'm sorry, guys.
It's like you made these indent interruptions, then when you decided, oh wait, there's nothing wrong with the sentence, you just made up some weird thing on the spot. And plus, you're not the reviewer, you're the critiquer.
So SpongeBob gets to work and starts making Krabby Patties. And when Squidward sees the wringer, he of course laughs at SpongeBob's misery. And then this happens. Alright, dumbasses. Or should I say dumbass. I think it's safe to assume that the one writer from the Splinter wrote this fascinating piece of the episode. From what I can gather, Sean Charms is like Dave Polsky if he was terrible at slapstick and really, really hated people. An important rule of slapstick is to never, ever harm the eyes, fingernails, or toenails on camera. You've also got to be very careful with teeth.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we can do slapstick around the teeth.
Those are extremely sensitive parts of our bodies, eyes especially, and pain towards them will automatically make us cringe.
I was never really disturbed by, violence towards the eyes in, animation and such, because, I don't know, maybe it was because of the fact that when I first put in a PS2 game for the first time and picked up a controller, the first thing I saw was this. Yeah, imagine being 4 years old and very oversensitive, and then you see that for the first time.
The thing is, dude, he's talking about other people, not just you.
It is possible to do eye-related slapstick, like say someone is trying to open a switchblade and looking really closely at it. If you want it to be funny, when the blade goes off, you've got to move the camera somewhere else as that guy screams.
It is possible to do eye-related slapstick on screen. I mean, in the Simpsons movie, when Homer was like trying to like nail the roof in, he like he like got the hammer in his eye, and I personally thought that was funny, but you may disagree with me.
Are you okay?
Oh God, I think the episode's all-knowing. They actually listened to what John said right after he said it.
From Derek Iverson, who seems to have some bizarre psychological horror fetish.
Fucking bullshit!
When someone asks for a refill, SpongeBob jumps up and causes the cash register to fall on his foot. Once again, the pain is raised to cringe-inducing levels.
It's funny because this is one of the most tame, violent scenes I've ever seen on the show.
Then we have shenanigans that eventually ends with the cash register emptying on the floor. This, of course, gets Mr. Krabs to come into the picture.
Help! I think you've helped quite enough today.
Oh, here's another problem that John has. Shitty audio editing. I mean, sometimes in his videos, his voice just cuts out of complete nowhere, and he'll be like almost at the end of a sentence, and a scene will play. Not that you can even hear the scene, but it's just very bad editing. And his video editing is just as bad. He repeats the same clips over and over because, you know, John can't be bothered to, like, make a still. So yeah, his editing sucks ass.
You know, I know you're using a shitty laptop mic. You know why? I get the same boo in the background whenever I record off this laptop mic. So, also, way to hypocrite. Like, way to be a hypocrite. You know why? Because you complain about, you complain about John's audio editing, but yours and mine are both half-assed. Like, I mean, come on. I'm not that good at audio editing, but I think I can respect someone who has better audio editing than me. Also, it's actually for some, like, you know, effect, because, like, if there's something wrong with the scene, he would keep playing it back. And in case they go, huh, what's wrong with the scene? They could just keep looking at it and they go, oh, that's what's wrong with the scene. You probably wouldn't know what this is.
Remember that line. SpongeBob gets kicked out of the Krusty Krab and bumps into the cause of all of his pain. Patrick tries to cheer SpongeBob up instead of, I don't know, taking him to a hospital. They go to an ice cream parlor where SpongeBob is unable to eat his ice cream because the ringer is apparently stuck on his esophagus. Wow, that's just great. They're implying that SpongeBob is eventually going to starve to death because of that thing. Because, you know, if you can't swallow something like ice cream, that tube is closed tightly. Oh, and would you look at that? Patrick eats SpongeBob's ice cream like a good friend. Next, they go to the carnival, where we're treated to some scenes where SpongeBob can't play any of the games or ride on any of the rides. He even gets a shiner in the process. Hey, writers, I don't care who the hell you're doing this to. Torturing a character is not funny.
Maybe it would be if this said character was probably the worst character on the show, but I'm gonna let John pass on this.
Once again, you're letting him pass.
Speaking of torture, sometime later, Patrick comes around with some cotton candy for winning a dart tournament. Wow, you sent your friend flying, but instead of looking to see if he's okay, you go and play darts. Some goddamn friend you are! Finally, SpongeBob has had enough, and he knocks the cotton candy to the ground.
Maybe now you know how I feel about you ruining my life.
Well said. So, SpongeBob finally tells Patrick off.
Help! I think you've helped quite enough today.
Hey, it's exactly like that other scene. Of course, the townspeople angrily shout at SpongeBob despite running excitedly towards their fight. Yeah, I suppose it's okay to yell at someone for some minor accidental vandalism, but it's not okay to yell at someone for ruining your life due to their incomprehensible stupidity.
You deserve what you've gotten. Come on, we're out of here.
Not screw you. Screw you all. I knew Zeus' service would shine through eventually. In fact, I think he was in charge of the rest of the episode. Patrick tries to stay mad at SpongeBob, but is unable to. He runs to SpongeBob's house, breaks in, and finds something that wouldn't be out of place in a horror story. I guess Derek ain't done yet.
John, there is a kind of humor out there called black humor, which uses disturbing situations in a comedic way. Okay? Okay? Remember that. Actually, John, I agree with you. These writers are fucking terrible.
Number 1, you're acting like John is a complete fucking idiot when it comes to animation. And seriously, he knows a lot more about animation than you do. In fact, he's making a pilot for an animation series right now. Also, seriously, agreeing again. Come on, this is a commentary where you're supposed to be calling to hit him out on his bullshit, which there is 0% bullshit in this video.
What's that? I can't hear you, what with all the lonely voices in my head.
Torture Squidward, torture Squidward, torture Squidward, torture Squidward, torture Squidward, torture Squidward.
Oh, I love that part.
Hell, I wouldn't be surprised if that went on in SpongeBob's head. Oh, that's another thing about the mysterious Mr. Enter. He can be funny if he wants to.
And now he comes to the most infamous part of the episode. Patrick cries, and that starts to melt the glue. Okay, before we move on, tears are essentially salt water. They live in the ocean. Do you dumbasses see the fucking problem?
Then again, in SpongeBob, there's a beach in the ocean, so I'm gonna let that pass.
I guess crying does solve your problems after all.
Before we go further, I just want to warn you that this is John going into full retard. I'm just gonna give you a little warning.
Isn't it great that they're trying to teach kids such valuable lessons in life? Alright, you three. What's the word I'm looking for? Dipshits? No, that word is too good for you. Assholes? That's not quite right either. Fuckers? No.
Why not just call them dipshit asshole fuckers?
So we sunk to that level of desperation, haven't we? I just absolutely love your second grade humor.
I'm just gonna call you three excuses for humanity until I can find a description that properly suits your crude, idiotic, and juvenile talentless asses.
Yeah, they wrote an episode for a show that's very mediocre after the first 3 seasons. Yeah, they are excuses for humanity.
Season 4 was okay.
What reality do you three live in? I really want to know. I'm genuinely curious.
The reality that we all live in.
In this reality, it's conventional wisdom that it actually takes an adult to write for children. What am I saying? That's not fair. Children would make better writers than you three. Hell, infants would.
Infants only really do nothing but shit and cry, so I don't think they'll be able to write an episode of a kid's show.
My dog would.
Didn't you say a couple videos earlier that your dog died? I don't think a dead dog could do anything, John. I'm just saying.
You mindless, degenerate hacks. You three may want to thank your lucky stars every second of every day that whatever the fuck you sold your souls to was stupid enough to give you your jobs. Because if you lose your jobs writing this trite shit, you will most likely never work again. Not just in television, but in any job.
I think some people might want to hire them. Considering that they wrote for a giant television show?
I don't know anyone who would lower themselves so substantially to even reluctantly want your demented, poisoned minds around.
Who the fuck cares?
Just leave us all alone and go back to the fucking sledge you came from.
So that was Mr. Enter's Stuck in the Ringer review. I agree with it opinion-wise, but Mr. Enter's hardcore way of insulting the writers just is very, very unpleasant to watch. So, thanks for watching, everybody. See you next time.
Sorry you had to see that.
We're gonna have a TV party tonight.
So that was dinosaurjrfreak01. My final thoughts on him? He's just a new commentator that just doesn't really put any effort into his videos because, I mean, come on. This was a piss-poor, half-assed attempt at a commentary. Like, to be completely honest, I had to turn up my speakers a bunch of times because I couldn't hear this idiot. But guys, the most important part of this video was what he said against Mr. Enter. The thing is, Mr. Enter isn't really that bad, like as he says he is in the video. It's just like he truly thinks that these that these writers truly are demented fucks. Because seriously, open your eyes and take a look at the things that they have created. Yeah, not looking so pretty, isn't it? Well guys, that was the end of this commentary. If you liked the video, like, comment, subscribe. This is the Maverick camera here, signing off.